Welcome or welcome back to Laura B. Flosstube. Tonight I'm going to share with you my finishes, my whips, my plans, and some amazing haul. I went to Needlework Galleria in St. Charles, Missouri last weekend, and I got some really cool stuff. So you'll also want to tune in towards the end when I discuss my quilt updates and a couple of vintage items that I picked up on an online auction. So first up is my finish by Stitching with the Housewives, which is the October calendar crate. If I seem a little rushed right now, just understand that this is my fourth attempt to do this. My last attempt, as soon as I turned the camera around and was looking at the board, I was like, wait, that's not the October calendar crate. That's the September calendar crate. Oh no! So, for real this time, even though you didn't see the last one, thank goodness, is the October calendar crate with Stitching with the Housewives. Okay, so here's my October calendar crate by Stitching with the Housewives. I switched out the jar for purple, added some candy corn, some orange little doodads, and then put my October calendar crate on the board. This is the board that Priscilla and Chelsea recommend. It comes from Hobby Lobby. So here's the main stitch. And you may remember that I did not like the witch or the ghost, so I opted to switch those out and added another broom, some additional pumpkins, and just some stars and doodads around in the sky. And then the smaller one, it just says October 31st, Halloween. Yay! So there is my October calendar crate. Okay, so that's my first finish, but I have three more to share with you. My next finish, you may remember I mentioned in my last Flosstube that I was going to a Girl Scout adults only tents and toasts event with my council, which is Girl Scouts Missouri Heartland. And it was held at Silver Meadows, which holds a dear place in my heart because my troop camped there many times. There's a quilt in the lodge that has all the names and my troop number on it from the little girls when they were so little for the 100th anniversary of Girl Scouts. And it's such a wonderful place. I, however, loved sitting on the deck and stitching, which was amazing. And I was actually working on the October calendar crate while I was there. So that was fun. But to my surprise, one of the little projects, because they had like songs and they had crafts and canoeing and camping, which I didn't stay overnight, so I didn't do the camping part, but that's okay. And we had dinner and charcuterie snacks. It was just very, very fun. You could go hiking if you wanted. I did not want to hike. That's all I wanted to do was sit on the deck and stitch, overlooking the lake. I could not imagine a better place to be stitching. It was so beautiful. But much to my delight, their little crafty project was actually a cross stitch. So we picked the astrological sign that we were born into and stitched it up. And the girls there were like, oh my gosh, you got that done so fast. And I'm like, I really kind of cross stitch a lot. And then they noticed my project bag with my cross stitch project and they're like, oh. So then they had like a ton of questions for me, which was fun and amazing and great. I had a wonderful time, reconnected with some old friends, met some new people that I really like. So it was a good time and a good experience. So that's my second finish. Although I do still need to like figure out what I'm going to do with this extra fabric. I don't know. What do you think? Should I I guess I could like thread it. I think that's what it's called. When you like take the string on the back and like squish it down. I think I could probably do that. Or I could possibly take it out of this little hoop and use the hoop for something else and mount this on something. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it. Like finish. So, but for right now, it's pretty cute. So I'm happy with it. All right, next finish, well, it's a partial finish. You know, I've been working on the Jeanette Douglas mini bouquet sampler for a few months now, 2-3 months probably, and I've been trying to catch up. So this last month, I finished several of the little bouquets, but since the last Flosstube, I've finished March, May, and September. So I have some pretty good progress to share here. Let me get this project bag up here. Okay. So here is March. And then I also have May completed, which I love May so much. Isn't that pretty? Oh, May, funny story. I was not paying attention really closely to the color guide, and I thought the vase was like the same color as that dark purple in the flower. Stitched the whole vase, and then I was like, that doesn't look right. I don't really like that. Went and looked at the chart again, and I was like, oh, because it's not. So unpicked the whole vase and restitched it in a different color. And remember, I am pulling, and here is July. Remember, I am pulling my own floss colors with Anchor Floss. So I'm kind of looking at the chart on my computer and then just pulling colors that I like that look good together. So I do still have quite a few to go, obviously. October is out, and I'm super excited about that. That's the next one that I'll be working on. On this one is the October bouquet. And then I'll go back and grab June. And then if I have time, I'll grab August. So we'll see. I'd like to, if I get October done and June done, then I can do August and November, and then September and December together the next couple of months. All right, so let me get this stuff put back into my bag. I can't show you the front of this bag because I have charts here. Now, all of these charts are free on her blog, so make sure you check out Jeanette Douglas designs.ca, I believe. I'll put it in the description box below. But all of the bouquets are on her blog for free through December 31st. December 31st, she's going to take them off of her blog. And I'm not sure if it turns into a paid pattern or if you just lose the ability to have them or what it is. But there is a note on our site now that says you have through December 31st to collect them. And then after that, they're gone. So be sure you go and download those because they are super cute and you want them. All right. I can't believe I get to share this finish. I am so excited. So last month, I think I showed number 10, or last Flosstube. I think I showed number 10 of 12 for the Prim Stitch series, which was the cat. And I just kind of decided, you know what? I've only got 2 to go. I'm just going to whip this out. So my husband went to some drag racing this past weekend, and I had the house to myself, and I will talk about a little bit more of what I did later on in the video. But one of the things I did was I finished my Prim Stitch series. And much to my delight, I have it framed already. It's huge. I mean, look how big this is. Here's my head and here's my Prim. It's so big. The stitch is 18 by 14. I stitched it on 14 count Aida cloth. It's a hand dyed, I think it's Dusty Fog. And I used the called for colors except for the sheep, the hand, and the church, I believe. Yes, the white in those. I switched 3865. I switched it for B5200 just because it's such a brighter white. So let me hold this up closer to you, a little slower so you can see all of it. It looks so good when it's framed, and I'm sorry for the glare, but you're going to deal with it. It looks so good. I mounted it on sticky board, and here's the last 3. I mounted it on sticky board and then put it in the frame. I learned today how to attach the wire to the back of the frame the correct way. I've put wires on several frames over my lifetime, and I've always just kind of looped it through and did whatever I could, and had this huge long wire that came back to the middle, or I went from end to end because I didn't want it to fall off, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing. So today I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the 5 minutes and look it up. So I watched a little YouTube video from, I think it's pictureframes.com, I think is who it was. And they showed how to do the wires through these little eyelets so they stay. So I'll put that in the description box below too in case you struggle with that as well. But I have a huge finish. I mean huge. Isn't this huge? It's so big. I do have a spot for this in my craft room that has just been waiting for it to be finished. So that's where it will be going. But I'm so, so happy. Oh, Okay, so couple funny things when I was framing this today. First funny thing was that I had it framed, and then I noticed one of my flower petals down here was missing one stitch, and 3 others were not crossed. They were just like half of the X. So I was like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. So I took it back out of the frame, and I, on the sticky board, got a short piece of thread and ran using the loop method, ran it through and finished my X's, and then kind of took the thread over, trying to get, underneath the threads. I didn't want to take it off the sticky board. That's what I'm going to say. So I did that and then put it back in the frame. And then I was looking and I was like, what the heck is that? And there was like a thread up here, like underneath. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. So took it back out of the frame, went and got a lint roller, which I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, duh. You're supposed to lint roll your project before you put it under the glass. And actually this is plexiglass, it's not glass. But before it goes in the frame, lint roll your project, Laura, duh. So went, got the lint roller, took it out of the frame again, lint rolled the whole thing, put it back in. And then I was like, okay, if I find anything else wrong with this, I'm gonna lose my mind. But thankfully, 3rd time's a charm. So, Prim is framed, and it will be up in my office probably tonight or maybe tomorrow. So that is super, super fun. And I will put a link in the description box below. That frame came from arttoframes.com. I've actually gotten 4 or 5 frames from them now, and I've really been impressed with the quality and the speed of their shipping. They are super fast. And this is even for like custom frame sizes, because most of my frames are not a standard size. And you can get museum quality glass if you want it. You can get this one, since the frame is so big, they recommend you do plexiglass just because otherwise it's just, the weight is so much. So I went ahead and got the plexiglass. I'm not too worried about that. It probably isn't the best for like UV protection and archival and all of that for like longevity, but I'm pretty sure it's fine. For what I'm doing, it's fine. All right, so that is my last finish. Now, I told you about the Jeanette Douglas. I'm gonna work on October for that one. That'll be the next bouquet I work on. Probably not the next up project, but the next bouquet that I work on that project. And then I haven't done any flags on the 4th. I don't have any progress to show, so I'm hang on. I need to hide the chart. Here, hang on. I need to hide the chart. I'll just show you my bag instead. There you go. There's the bag, the little flag. There's no progress. Don't judge me, okay? It's been really difficult for me to work on that because it's a little monotonous. I need to start, and it's a higher count, so it takes more concentration, a little more strain on my eyes. So I'm just going to stick with the 4th, the 14th, and the 24th for that project. So that's, yeah, flags on the 4th. Okay, then I have the Stitchonomy fungus stitch. There's no progress on that. Let me get this. But here's my cute little bag. It's all ready. Got my flosses in there. It's all ready for me. The 7th, 17th, and 27th. I haven't started it, but it's ready for me. Okay, so I told you I have 3 more calendar crates to do. The next one that, you almost saw a chart there. The next one that I'm doing is the November calendar crate. And these are flat because I buy the PDFs, but then I have them printed at Staples on like a cardstock. So they're a little more durable in my bags. They don't get all crumbly. Just in case you're wondering. So here is the November calendar crate. I'm super excited about this one. I have been wanting to do this since it came out. I was like, oh my goodness, the tree, I mean, look at the tree. Look at the tree. The tree is so amazing. I'm so excited about doing this one. So this is the November calendar crate. And then I did switch out some colors. I mean, let me try that again. I switched out some colors. I'm going to be stitching it on 14 count chalkboard black by Wichelt Aida cloth. And I'm using DMC floss. And I switched out some colors. Yeah. So I'm actually starting that probably Sunday or Monday. All right. Then, where am I at? Okay, so October is Ornament October for me. I have not done any ornaments yet, but I have big plans, big plans. Last year, after Christmas, I purchased a bunch of these little wooden ornaments, right? They're just like little wooden ornaments. And they were $2, but it was after Christmas, so they were like 75% off. So they were like 50 cents. I think I have 19 of them total. So I wrote down a list of people that I care about enough to cross-stitch an ornament for, and decided who was going to be getting ornaments from me this year. So I have like 6 that I need to do, and I have about 20 that I would aspire to do. I'm going to say we'll probably be somewhere in between with that. But this is what I've selected to do. For some people, they're going to get these, and I'm just going to do one. This is the Lori Holt Vintage Christmas Sampler. And I'll probably use called for colors on this because I really like her colors. I won't be putting the border around them. I'll only be doing the inside. And I should have taken that out of the plastic. I'm sorry. Here, let me not be a slacker. Well, maybe I'll be a slacker because that was kind of tough. All right. Okay, there we go. So there are 12 of them in there, and they're super cute. How cute would that be to put an ornament on an ornament? I crack myself out. Okay, someone's getting an ornament on an ornament. So I could do some of those, but then I also have the Prairie Schooler alphabet, the Christmas alphabet. This is the plastic because, again, glare is no one's friend. Okay, so I have the Prairie Schooler alphabet. Super cute, right? And they're not that big either. I think they're like 35 square. So what is that? Like 2.5 inches probably. And I would just do the inside. I wouldn't put the frame around them. I would just do the inside part and then mount it on the ornaments. So some people are getting those. I have my list made. I do not have my flosses pulled. So that's my next step. And in fact, tonight, after I get done doing this, that's probably what I'll be doing, is pulling my floss colors and getting all of those together and set up. So look forward to seeing hopefully progress on those in a couple weeks, because I really do want to get some ornaments done in October this year, because Ornament October, right? Right. All right, so I pulled this out of one of my bags because I wanted to share it with you. This is my newfound love of all time. The Riley Acres. Let's see if it will focus. There we go. Riley Acres Thread Conditioner. And it is a blend of coconut oil and beeswax. It feels so nice on your skin, but it also is really good on your thread. So I've been using it for I used it on Prim, and I also used it on the Jeanette Douglas design, and it's really improved the way my stitches are lying down. I came across this because the Spooky Box from Fat Quarter Shop had this tube of thread potion in it, and it's thread conditioner. And I saw it was Riley Acres, and I'm like, I've never heard of that brand before. Let me check it out. Found out she does have an Etsy shop. You can order this from her directly in either the tube, or the little pot. I got a couple of each just to try to figure out which one I liked best. I honestly have not used the little pot yet, but I will be probably, soon. I'm going to use it with the November calendar crate. So I'll be able to give you a review on that next time compared to the lip tube, chapstick tube. I don't really know. I don't foresee it being that big of a difference, but it could be, whichever one is more convenient or easier to use or whatever. But I do know I really, really like this thread conditioner. So that was an awesome find, right? Had to share that with you. And I'll put a link to her Etsy shop in the description box below as well. And then you can go and get some thread conditioner if you'd like. All right, so that I believe, do I want to do haul? Do I want to do quilts? It's a toss-up. I think I'm going to do quilts, and then we'll go to haul, because that way if you don't care about haul, you can just scoot. Prairie Meadow is the quilt that I'm working on right now. I have all of my pieces for block 6. They are sewn and turned and pressed, and I will be mounting them on the background square tonight, and then I can applique that at some point tomorrow or the next few days. So then I'll have 6 blocks done. Now let me see if I can turn this around. All right, so there are the first 5 blocks for Prairie Meadow. Those are completed, yippee skippies. And you'll notice I'm putting the sashing and the outer border on them as I go. Not the outer border, but the inner border on them as I go. And so as soon as I get block 6 done, I'll be able to sew the first 2 rows together, which it's really helpful because then I can start, assembling the quilt as I go along, and I don't have to wait until the end. So that's Prairie Meadow by Lori Holt. It's a free sew along. It's on our blog right now. You do have to purchase the Sew Simple shapes. Obviously, you can use fabrics from your stash. I did purchase the kit this time, though. Okay, so that's really the only quilt that I'm working on because I got the gnome quilt done. The top is done. I'm taking the gnome quilt and the Star Wars quilt that I don't believe I showed you. I'll have to show you when it's finished being quilted. I'm taking both of those with me Saturday to my brother's because he has a long arm quilting machine. And so I will quilt those this weekend and get the binding on them. And it'll be a good time. I think this is the first time I've ever went down there with just 2 quilts though. So it's going to be a weird experience for both of us because usually I show up with like 6 or 8 quilt tops and I'm like pedal to the metal, sewing like crazy. And I have 2 quilts this time. So I feel like I can take my time with it and really enjoy it, and enjoy spending some time with my brother and his wife. And my mom who lives next door, so she's already told me I have chicken pot pie ready. So I'm very excited about chicken pot pie because I like chicken pot pie, so that's cool. Every time I say chicken pot pie though, my stepdaughter when she was little had this book that was like chicken pot pie delicious. Anyway, so the book didn't say that, that's how we said it. But anyway, so we're having chicken pot pie delicious this weekend when I'm quilting at my brother's on Saturday. So that'd be super fun. The other things that I have with quilts that are coming up, Socialite starts October 21st with Fat Quarter Shop. Last year I did the 3-inch blocks and it was a lot. So this year I'm going to do the 6-inch blocks. So I'll have like a throw size quilt when I get done. I still need to pick the fabrics for that. I think I know what the background fabric's going to be, but I'm not really sure about like, the other fabrics, not the background. The foreground fabrics? I don't think that's right. But anyway, the prints or the block fabrics. I don't know what I'm going to use for it yet, but I'm pretty sure I know what the background fabric is, and it's definitely going to dictate what the other prints are. So that'll be fun. That starts October 21st. And then they also have, I bought the Scrappiness is Happiness book by Lori Holt, Fat Quarter, well, It's So Emma, published it for her. And I bought that. I showed it a few floss tubes ago. I haven't, well, I made one quilt out of it with the, just the scrappy strings blocks. So I made that one, but I haven't done any of the others. But they're going to do a sew along. I swear I heard them say they're going to do a sew along on October 31st to start doing the blocks out of her book and put them into one quilt into a sampler. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, because I have scraps left over from my Prairie Meadow quilt kit, and I have scraps left over from my Basic Gray Out West, which is, no, Basic Gray Frankie line from my Out West quilt. So I think I'm going to use one or both of those and kind of mix and match them and put that into my Scrappiness is Happiness sampler quilt with Fat Quarter Shop. And that starts October 31st. So I'm really not starting, I'm not like actively looking for another project right now, because I also have my So Simple Shapes quilt that I want to make, which I have to go back through and kind of figure out like what I need for that. And so I'm going to make that for my brother. So I want to get that started this month. So I do have quite a few quilts that I'm going to be starting this month. That's like 3. And then also Prairie Pines. I have the kit from that. Thank you, hubby. You're the bestest. I have the quilt kit from that. And that sew along starts, I think it's like November 11th. Let me see here. No, November 7th. That starts. So within the next month, I have 4 quilts that I want to start. And then Prairie Meadow is supposed to be done around like the 11th or 14th, maybe. I think. Not sure. I think it's the 14th. I have 6 more weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the 14th. So that one will be wrapping up, you know, about the same time that the Prairie Pines starts. So yeah, I think all of that's doable, and I'm not like in a rush on any of them. So I'm just gonna, you know, kind of do as I do, you know. So that should be fun. All right, so let's see. Okay, let's do haul. Went to Needlework Galleria in St. Charles, Missouri. It was my first time going. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I'm probably glad that I didn't stay this time because I wasn't taking any classes. So I feel like if you're not taking classes, then you can do it in a day, right? There were probably 20-ish vendors around, which was really cool. They were like on the 3rd or 4th floor of the hotel, and they basically took hotel rooms and converted them into like little shops, little pop-up shops. And so you would go in and look at their stuff, and you could buy things. You could see the samplers in person. You could see the different stitches and stitchy things they had in person. The hand-dyed cloths, which were, oh my gosh, they were gorgeous. I was smart though, and I went to the bank. I took out a certain amount of money, and I said, when I run out of money, then I'm out of shopping. That's just the way it's going to be. That's my way of budgeting myself, and I stuck to that. So the thing, except for I did buy a book beforehand to take with me because Romina was going to be there, and she was there. Romy was there, and she signed my book. I was so happy. So I have the Spooktacular Cross Stitch Volume 1 signed. Yay! Super fun. And there's so many cute projects in here that, you know, I think I said last time I'm not a huge Halloween fan, but I mean, look how cute that is. Look how cute that is. That is so cute. I love that little pumpkin tree. And there's another, let me hang on because there's another one. Well, of course, there's the cat. That's amazing. There was another one here. I should have marked these. I'm really bad about that. I just don't mark, and then I'm like, oh, I should have marked that. That would have been so much better if I would have marked it. Here. Yeah, here we go. There's the kitty cat. Can you see that? Kitty cat. Isn't that cute? That's so cute. And I don't think either one of those would take me that long to do. So I want to stitch some of those. Probably not for this year. I mean, that's like I'm glad I have the book, and it's amazing that she signed it, but it's probably not going to get done this year before Halloween. All right, so beforehand, I reserved a couple kits, and I'll insert a picture here. I reserved a kit for the little needlework tin because it's a little Altoids tin. And you get all the stuff. Let's see if I can open this and not dump everything. You get all the stuff, and then you got a little needle minder. And so I have all of the supplies to like finish it. And it's in a cute little bag. I mean, how cute is this, right? So I want to finish this. Obviously it's not finished, but it will be. So I reserved that, and then I also reserved a frogging needle, a frogger, from Romy. And she put together the kit, and she let me pick out my own charm. So I got a little fox charm. And it's just, you know, basically it's just a larger needle, and you use some beading wire and thread the beads on there. I put him together because I was too excited to wait. But then I'll put him in, once I get my Altoid tin done, I'm going to put that by my chair where my stitching spot is, with a little pair of scissors and my thread potion and my frogger and just little things, you know, some extra needles, things like that that I'm always looking for, but I don't have. And instead of like trying to pack all this stuff in every one of my project bags, I'll just keep some extra supplies in that little Altoids tin by my stitching spot. Okay. So then I also went to, I'm not sure who, the Purple Thread, and bought this. This was actually in their clearance bin, so it was 50% off. So I paid $5 for the kit. Comes with the needle, the ribbon, the cloth, everything. Thought it was super cute. Little Noel strawberry. So that'll be a fun little ornament. Hey, ornament! I should put that, I will put this in with my ornament bag. Ornament. Okay. And then, oh, these are actually ornaments too, but the cloth isn't in there. I went to, oh, this is also Purple Thread. That's what I like them. The Purple Thread had this cute little, Just Another Button Company, put together these little sprinkles. Custom little sprinkles of their buttons. And if you purchased the sprinkles, you've got free patterns. So these are also ornaments. And they can go in my ornament bag as well. See, I was thinking while I was there. It's Ornament October. Actually, it was September 30th that day, but I was gearing up for Ornament October. So there's 4 ornaments right there. All right, and then also from Romy, I bought this really cool cloth. I don't really know what I'm going to stitch on it, but I just thought it was super cute. I mean, I love canning jars. I especially love like vintage canning jars. So when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I need that. And it's 28 count is what she told me. So I'll stitch it over 2 so to make it 14. But super fun. Not sure what I'm going to stitch in there, but something cute. Something that belongs in a jar, apparently. All right, and then let's see what else did I get. Oh yeah, I bought other things too from her. Taking the price off, you don't need to see that. I got this cute needle minder. It's a library. I collect the needle minders from Flamingo Toes that are like all of their like the toy shop and the bookstore and all of that, but they don't have a library one, and I thought that was really cute, so I got that. And then I was looking on the board and I was like, what? That's a Sheba. I own a Sheba. I need that. So I bought the Sheba needle minder. Cute, cute. All right. They also had a couple freebies that I'm not going to show you. The book. And then I went to see the Pedal Pusher, which I had not heard of her before. It's Barbie Tingley, and she had some super cute charts, and these were all in her $5 bin. So maybe it's her $4 bin because I bought 5. Must have been her $4 bin. Because I was thinking to myself, 20 bucks. And this one is actually 3 different alphabets with 3 different frames for the monograms. And then Autumn Glory, which I love the Autumn Glory. So I have Autumn Glory and Winter Wonderland. I'm not sure why I didn't get the summer and spring, but I didn't. So that is my haul from Needlework Galleria. I probably could have spent way more money there, but like I said, I took an amount of money with me and I was like, when it's gone, it's gone. So I had a great time. My mother-in-law went with me. And then we went down to the historic downtown of St. Charles and went through some shops there, had some lunch. I got Nico some doggy treats and then we headed home. That was pretty much the day. It was a fun time. It was good to get out of the house and a nice little adventure. So that was the Needlework Galleria. Okay, so last week on a local auction, I won 2 items that I am super excited about. The first one I've been putting all of my project bags in is this. I mean, it looks big, but it is big, but it's a vintage picnic basket and the lid pops up and my project bags fit perfectly inside. And I'm going to put some extra scissors and things over here where it used to be like silverware. So I'm going to put some extra little thingies over there. So that was one fun find. And the other one I'm going to insert a picture of right here because I don't want to have to lift it. But I got an accordion sewing box on legs. It was made in Norway. I'm not really sure when it was made. I don't know how old it is, but it's so cool. And I have all of my sewing things in there now. And it's sitting by my sewing table and I cannot wait to just use it every single time. I've wanted one of these for such a long time and I've looked in antique shops many times and they were just more than I wanted to spend. This one was on a local auction and it went for an amount that I was comfortable spending. So now it's mine. Yay. All right. So that's kind of the haul wrap up. Let's see, what else can I say? School's going well. I'm plugging away. I'm about halfway through the semester, thank goodness. And I have completed 7 of the 16 lessons for positive psychology. I'm learning a lot about myself that I don't really appreciate very much because, well, I'm learning I may not be perfect. That's not cool, but it's good. No, I'm growing as a person and that's amazing. Drugs and society is going well. This week's topic was kind of intense, but it's all good. And this week is done. So I'm going to start working on next week, of course, and try to stay ahead on that. And then, like I said, that'll be week 8 if I start working on next week. And so that's half of 16. So we'll be halfway through very soon. Oh, the 1950s featherweight that I got, the Centennial, my brother wanted it. And so, but I told him that I would go ahead and put the tuning kit, all of that stuff. I would go ahead and like give it a tune up. So I did that, put a new belt on it, oiled it, greased it. Well, actually I cleaned it. Whew. Oiled it, greased it. New belt, new bumpers on both the base of the machine and the foot pedal. Sews like a champ. The satisfaction of a job well done. And then I also got a 1941 featherweight this week, which I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. And let's see. Oh, my husband took the MGB to a car show in Jefferson City during Oktoberfest when I was at the Girl Scout camp. And he took first in class, and then he also took best in show for modified division. So he's super happy about that. I'll insert a picture of him showing off all of his trophies here. Such a cutie pie. I think I'll keep him because of the car. No, just because of him. Yeah, so then I think that's it. So, oh, and then if you haven't watched my video on the quilt show that we had here in town 2 weeks ago, do that because I put a video, kind of a walkthrough. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. That's what I've been up to. And thank you again for everyone that's subscribed to my channel. Thank you for all your comments and your likes and for sharing my my channel with your friends and such. Please continue to do that. I'm kind of stuck at 415 subscribers. I'd kind of like to see that number go up a little more again, but it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, until next time, I hope you have lots of stitchy time or time for yourself to do whatever you want. And I will see you in 2 weeks. So have a wonderful rest of your week.